two issues, Parks and Recreation and the street lighting issue.
Yes.
And what came out to me was that maybe communications is the order of the day, and that's why we have all these difficulties between the administration and council is that it's like two ships passing each other in the night. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I wouldn't disagree with that at all.
Okay. You think there's any way out of that dilemma, or is it going to persist?
I have no idea. You know, just sometimes things improve, sometimes they don't. I don't know. Just have to keep working.
Okay. So would you assign fault one way or the other, council or administration?
No, I'm not assigning fault. I'm just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
Right.
You're going to continue to ask those questions.
Sure.
Okay. On Parks and Recreations, do you have a bottom line on that issue?
I don't understand what you mean there.
What must be in that ordinance for you to be able to support it? What
I think I'll wait. The last time I brought up that some people brought up that it should be council, should be determining that. Also, I've had some discussion with some people, and maybe we should go to an elected board. Now, the law director says maybe we can't do that. If we can't, then we can't. There's no sense in wasting our time going down that road. But I don't believe that appointed people should have the last say on $1 million budgets. I don't believe that's the way city government should work.
And that seems to be the way your fellow council members are leaning too.
I think they all feel that way.
Right.
Pretty much so. Okay. Yeah. And we just want to try to get the smoothest resolution we can. And we want it to run well.
Uh-huh.
You know, we had some controversy. We have to get over this thing with the golf course. I personally believe the problem there has nothing to do whether or not the golf course should be in the parks. I believe back in the 90s that it should have been. Okay, it just makes sense to me. Maybe it still should be a separate enterprise managed by a different general manager or something like that. But it's still part of recreation to me. Mm-hmm. So it should be there. And I don't believe it was done because at the time, both things were kind of coming along at the same time. We were restructuring the parks. We went out and got a 3/10 city income tax thing. And this was all going on when people were starting to plan the golf course too, talking about all this land was available down there around the state hospital and we were getting it very cheap. So maybe they just felt it was too much to tackle with both things together in the parks. Maybe they felt it was better for the golf course to develop as a separate enterprise at that time. But if you go back and read the master plan, even though it wasn't in the parks when it was formed, there are numerous places where it's talked about. So there are a lot of other people that, like me, think that it probably should be there.
I see. Do you have confidence that Councilman Slagle is going to be able to put legislation together that's going to pass muster with council?
Yes. I don't think maybe the first thing he brings us may not, because we may have some questions, but I think he's got all the ability to do that we need.
On the street lighting issue, as you and Councilman Lewis pointed out, this was really pretty easily solved in the beginning. Had the safety director gone to Mr. Martinez, it would have never happened, right?
Well, I don't know if it would have happened, but to me it only makes sense that that's part of your process. Sure, you go to somebody else, they may try to cut the bid to get the work, to get the contract. But I believe that somebody else has been servicing you for a long time. You should give them an opportunity, if you can, to take a look at it. We may have gotten even bigger savings out of it. And as it ended up, nobody's guaranteeing savings yet. First, there were going to be lots of savings. Then there were going to be savings. Now we're going to have to wait and see what develops with all of this.
Now, the focus tonight was on the loss of money to Massillon for January through May. But I understand there's also an additional factor of the early termination fee with First Energy Solutions, $150 per account, and I've been told there could be as many as 100 accounts. That's a lot of money.
That's what I want to find out.
Okay.
You know, it's we know that the rate was higher for those months.
We know that.
We know
Right.
that. Everybody's admitting
Right.
somewhere around 13, 14, 15,000 a month more it was costing us. By talking about this, we just found out about these termination fees and stuff. And, you know, like you said, how many are there? Is there one or two, or is there 10, or is there 100? I don't know. I don't know that.
Well, now, there were several finger-pointing incidents tonight. Why do you think the administration apparently resents the probing and the questioning? What do you think's going on there?
Thin skin.